Parents, do you feel like a recruiting coordinator? Because you should. Because the reality is that's what we are. My name is Ryan Smith. I'm a head coach here in the DFW area at a local high school. But I've been coaching for 22 years. I also partner with X&O Team. And what we figured out is that as a high school coach and a former college coach and a dad of two quarterbacks, what I figured out is that recruiting is difficult, and getting your son recruited and out there and time and in front of coaches is really hard. So the thing that I'm going to talk to you about today is a little bit of the state of recruiting from my optic as a dad, as a coach of a high school, and as a former college coach. I'm going to give you a little perspective on what I see the state of the recruiting world as it is today. So the thing I want to talk to you about, one, is we've got to understand that there's three components to being recruited. And we talk about these all the time, and they're very different. But here's the first one. The first thing you need is talent, a team, and tape. You've got to have talent. You've just got to be talented. If you want to play at the collegiate level, there's got to be an amount of talent that puts you at a certain level, whether that's NAI, D3, D2, FCS, Power 5, whatever it is. You've got to have talent. One, you got to have a team. A lot of guys don't have a team. You've got to be on a really good team that has a network and has marketing value. And then the next thing is you got to put together a really good tape, and you've got to sequence that tape. And I'll do that in another demo of what I think is extremely important from my optic as a former college coach and a quarterback guy, and having two sons that play quarterback. So then the next component, so you got to have talent, you got to have a team, you got to have tape. The next component, and the second part of this, is you've got to have supplementary training. You've got to have a training guy. Just your base level doing what everybody else is doing at off-season workouts isn't enough. You've got to be training on the side for two reasons. One, you've got to just critique your skill set and be as elite technically as you can, but then also you have to have someone else who has a platform that can promote you, which we'll get into that in a second. The next piece of it is you've got to camp really well. That's just part of it. You have to camp. You have to go to camps. You have to be in those environments. You have to compete at a high level. You have to test well, measurables, 40s, all those things. You got to do that really well. But here's the piece that I think we're missing, and I missed this on my 21-year-old son, who's now a Division II starting quarterback. I missed this. It's the marketing and connection of coaches. I knew a lot of coaches, but I wasn't connected to them from a parent perspective. I was only connected to them through the coaching network, and I thought that was enough, and it wasn't. It was not enough. So what I'm in a place now, as we partner with X&O Team, is we've started to figure out that we built a platform that gives you the marketing and it gives you the connection. And you've got to have that in today's market in order to get your son recruited. So again, three components: talent, team, tape. That's one. That's a base. That's a surface level. That's tier one. You've got to have that. Second component, you have to have supplementary training, and you've got to go to camps, and you've got to camp really well. And the third thing is you've got to have marketing and connection to coaches. And frequency of that builds you a platform that brands you really well and can get your son recruited, promoted, and signed to that dream school he wants to. And we believe at X&O Team, X&O Recruit, we have got that platform. We've got a connection. We've got offer cards that give you an enormous amount of connections, because the thing is, here's what we believe. Time and circumstance are everything. If you're in the right time with the right circumstance, you can get yourself to whatever platform you want to, but you got to have that. So as we go through this and you start to dig through all of the information that X&O Team, X&O Recruit, and X&O Scout can offer, you're going to realize that we've got a chance to change the game, because we can bridge the gap for you. The bridge in the gap is what we do between you getting viable options and getting offers and getting recruited and getting offered. We are the bridge in the gap. So you need to connect with us. We have a platform to help you. Remember this: work will save your life. X&O can help.